Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first playthrough video that we're doing this evening. And tonight, as you can see, we are going to be recording us playing Fromage. Fromage is a game in which you are doing a French creamery and you are making cheese, basically. And Ethan and I are playing a two-player game of Fromage tonight. We already have it set up. I'm going to do just a quick walkthrough of the rules. Nothing too in-depth, but you'll see it as we play out. You're going to notice that we've already have our setups. Each player has their own kind of creamery board that represents their creamery, where you have the ability to make structures. You have farm tiles for milking cows and dairy. You also have a stand or a table for different fruits, and we'll get into how that kind of works as you move along. We also have our starting resources. For example, for Ethan, you always get 2 resources of the location to your left. So Ethan gets 2 dairy animals, and then he's going to start with 1 of card. And it's you get 1 resource for the resource that is across from you. And that's how you start the game. You also have 3 workers that represent different cheeses. So you have soft cheese and hard cheese, and then famous blue cheese, of course. And those workers will allow you to place cheese tiles on different colors of cheese around the board. The board is divided into 4 areas, and these are the main way you get points inside the game. So in front of myself here, I have the Fromagerie. In this area, we have different cheese that can be displayed. So we have like a soft cheese up on this gold tile right here. And every time I place a cheese on here, I'm going to get that resource or the amount of points that is represented by that shelf. So for example, right here on this gold shelf, on my view is the top. If I place any cheese on there, I'm going to get 2 different resources of any kind. At the end of the game, I will count the number of different shelves that I have, and that's how many bonus points I will get. So for example, you can't really see this, but if I do 4 different shelves, I would get 9 points at the end of the game. To my left and to your right, Ethan has I think it's Villes word. You speak a little French. I don't know how to pronounce that. But this is kind of a little bit of an area and control type. So you'll notice this is a map of France with the different regions on top of it. You have the ability to place cheese tiles inside of here. And when you do that, you can control different regions on the map. Some of these regions are more valuable than others. For example, this region here actually this cheese slot here actually touches 3 regions on the board. At the end of the game, for each region you control, you get the corresponding number of victory points depending on these tiles that are right here. The next we have the festival. This is where cheeses are being displayed in a tent. The way that you gain points here is after you place your cheese tile, for the number of consecutive orthogonal spaces that you have, you get that many bonus points for each grouping of cheese. So for example, Ethan has a place here and a cheese token here. He actually has 5 orthogonal spaces counted up, which would represent 9 points at the end of the game. Finally, we have the Bistro. In the Bistro, it's a set of tables that you can place your cheeses on. You also have a corresponding board for victory points. Each one of these cheeses sets on a type of plate: a bronze plate, which is the least amount of points, silver plates, or gold plates. What's interesting about this one is you get a point for each type of plate that you use. But each table has 2 spots on it. For every table that you have both spots occupied with your cheeses, you actually move up this track, which makes each one of your cheeses worth more points at the end of the game. How do you place cheese? On your turn, you're going to be able to do up to 2 actions, 1 of each. The simple one is you place a worker in front of you. What's nice about this game is very interesting is all the turns are asymmetrical. For this first turn, Ethan is playing with the festival board. Only he can access that. He plays it at his speed. I'm going to be playing with the Fromagerie board. Only I can access this. What's nice about that is all the turns are asymmetrical around the game. If I want to get a resource, for example, right now, I'm allowed to get cards. I can place my worker on the 1, 2, or 3 space on the board. So if I place it on the 3, I can draw 3 cards. I will put them here, and when I fulfill the requirements of those cards, I will have so many points at the end of the game. Ethan, for example, can get 1, 2, or 3 fruit, which then he can play in his basket on his creamery board. The other thing you're allowed to do is access the area in front of you. The way you do that is you notice the space that you want to complete. You put one of your cheese tokens. So I'm going to say I want this blue cheese space on this shelf right here. I will put a cheese token here, and I put the matching blue worker on top of that spot. And that's it. The first thing you'll do, and we won't do this on the first turn here, what happens is once both players have completed their turns, you actually rotate the board 90 degrees. And this is where the cool part of the game happens. At the beginning of your turn, except the first turn, you actually collect any of the workers who are now facing you. That the cheese and the worker tile's face is facing you. And you get to collect that worker back. So that's very interesting because you're making choices. As we mentioned before, some of these spaces are worth a lot more points than others. But if I pick a space like this, I've got to wait 3 turns for my worker to be facing me again. And the same thing with up here on the resources. You may say, well, why don't I want to get 3 resources every time? Well, the reason is I have to wait 3 turns for my worker to spin around back to me to have access to that worker again. So that's some of the nice choices inside Fromage that really makes it unique, and I, so far, have been really enjoying it. We definitely want to do a playthrough tonight of our first match, and it should go pretty quickly. I will mention a couple of quick things about the board and how it plays. Like I mentioned before, you have several different areas of this board. One thing you're allowed to do, we've talked about, you're only allowed to make 1 cheese per turn and get 1 resource per turn. However, you also have these milking stations, these dairy barns right here. You can collect dairy animals throughout the game. So Ethan has 2 dairy animals. Right now, if he wanted on his first turn, he could spend 2 of his dairy animals, move it to that barn, and immediately place the corresponding cheese. So he could place a blue cheese that's pointed in that same direction right here. You'll notice that spot that Ethan chose actually has a fruit on it as well. In order to fulfill that spot, he would not only have to place a cheese token there, but he would place a fruit from his basket into the corresponding symbol. So we have both strawberries and jam. And what's cool about that is at the end of the game, these are victory points. You times the number you have on the strawberry charcuterie board times the number on the jam charcuterie board. So for example, if I have 2 strawberry tokens and 3 on the jam side, I would get 2 times 3, 6 points at the end of the game. The last ending victory, 2 of the other ending victory points, at the end of the game have to do with the amount of cards. So we talked about having different orders. As you complete and fulfill orders, you'll move cards from this side to the other. The number of cards you get, those victory points go up corresponding. So if I complete 2 orders, I would actually get 2 points at the end of the game. But if I complete 4 orders, I'll actually get 5 points at the end of the game. Finally, you have these buildings that you can build. We're just using the base ones. There's actually tiles inside the box that you can draft to get more powerful buildings. But completing these buildings do different things. So if I complete the kitchen, I will get the corresponding resource immediately. If I complete that workshop for me, and these are asymmetrical, every time I get a building token, I would get another token for free. If I complete the spice garden here, every time I do a cheese in the bistro, I will get a fruit for free. And then this last one is this grooming house. And if I can complete that one, for every cow that I spend as a resource, I will get a victory point at the end of the game. Ethan's are a little bit different, and they are asymmetrical. But we wanted to give you a brief overview of how the game is played as we go along. We're not going to be explaining everything as we go. We're just going to have a little bit of a playthrough. Hopefully you get an idea how the game works. Any questions or comments you have, please put them in the comments below. And we hope you enjoy watching us through. So we're going to go ahead and start. There's no first player because everybody is asymmetrical. And maybe we'll talk through a couple of these first turns here just to get going. All right.
Absolutely.
So I have in front of me the Fromagerie here a little bit. And I like the Fromagerie because at the beginning of the game, you can get some nice resources to start. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and start on this blue cheese track up here. It's going to take me 3 turns for this bad boy to come around. But it's going to let me get a dairy animal. And it's going to let me get a building. And I'm going to go ahead and use that building to do the workshop. And then every time I get a building space moving forward, I'm going to get an extra building piece. Is what I'm going to do. I'm also going to go ahead and place this on the 1 space so I get that worker back this time, because when it rotates, he's going to be facing me. And that's going to give me a card that I can then fulfill an order later in the game. So the card that I got, just to give you a little bit of an idea here, it's, I'm terrible at French, Forme de Montebrisson. These cards are pretty nice. They give you a little bit of a description of the type of cheese. Some will even say not for beginners. It must be a pretty strong flavor. But if I can get a blue cheese that for me is rotated in that position, when I place it, I can move that card from my unfinished to finished side. That'll give me victory points at the end of the game.
And you notice as well on the cheese, it's not only the color of the cheese and where it's pointing, but also you notice it's the silver, meaning that you'll actually have to pick the silver space on one of the 4 regions or spaces, you know, that is pointing upward as well. So it's not like I could just place this on any orange cheese, pointing upward, right? It has to be on the silver.
Well, it would actually be that. It
would be.
Yes, because what's pretty cool about this is those colors actually represent the age of the cheese.
Okay.
So, for example, when I have one pointed up, it's going to take me 2 turns to get that worker back. That means that cheese is aged for 2 months. Okay. That will always be a silver.
Okay.
All the silvers point up.
Right. All
the golds are the ones that point to the left because supposedly they're aging 3 months or 3 turns. So each turn represents a month also in the game, which is very cool.
It is very neat. So what I'm going to do here, obviously this is a big, the festival is more about chunks, getting combos together that click adjacently, and that's how you'll get more points. What I'm going to do is... You know what? I'm probably going to try to go for this one up here, try to get my cheese. So what I'll do is I will place one of my cheese going up. It's on the yellow spot, which means I have to play my yellow worker looking upward, which means that this is now completed, goes on this side of the board. And since this cheese has nothing at the bottom, it's normal, right? No effect, nothing. And I think... that is it. Actually, no. Before I continue, I will be placing another worker on the top here. Deciding where to put it, because fruit is very important in this game. Can give you a lot of a big multiplier in points.
It definitely helped you in the last game we played. That was the difference in the game. You had more fruit than I did.
You know what? I think I will just take the 3 fruit. I think it's always good to start strong with the fruit.
So we're going to wait that 3 turns to get that bad boy back.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it'll come back to me here. But yeah, that's it. Okay. That's the first.
So you'll notice we completed the turn. First round's over. The game ends when someone has completely used all of their cheese tokens. That'll end the game. So we'll kind of keep track of that as we go. So we're going to rotate this thing 90 degrees. So right now,
nothing is pointed.
I have my worker back here. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him back home. And we're going to go about it. So I have the bistro in front of me now. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to keep my workers going a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put a plate here. Put my white worker there. But I'm going to kind of take the route you did with the cheese. I'm going to get some cows going, I think, so that I can do this. Now, what's cool about this is now I can go ahead and spend this right here. I'm going to put my 3 dairy animals to get an extra token. So normally you can only do 1, but since I did the dairy barn, I'm going to go ahead and spend a fruit, which is a jam, and get an extra cheese token on there right away. And that does not cost me a worker to do that.
Now for this again, quick reminder, this is the area control one, right? So whoever controls the more spaces in the territory. Since I have one blue worker, and I kind of want to have him back, so when he comes along, I can have now 2 workers to place on my next turn. I will be placing him here. And as you can see, again, no bonus or nothing. So I can place this here. And that is that.
And that makes sense because since he's going to get the worker back soon, it's not as valuable. So it only represents 1 spot.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want this spot that actually touches 3 areas, it's going to cost. It's an aged cheese. It's got to be a special cheese to do that.
Obviously designed on purpose, so you don't annihilate your opponent as easily.
Well, and it's part of the strategy. Like, I want that spot, but
yes.
it cost me 3 rounds to get that worker back. So we're going to rotate again. Now in front of me, I have the festival, and now Ethan has the Fromagerie.
I have the Fromagerie.
Where we started. So we're going to retrieve any workers that are facing us, which I believe your worker here.
So as you can see, this one again, pointing me, take these back. And we start again.
And we keep going.
This is a very quick-paced game.
This is how we roll, baby.
And of course, we kind of take our time kind of describing our turns, but really, once you play it and get the hang of it, you're playing your turns at the same time.
Correct.
So it even goes by quicker, really. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? That's surprising.
I only have 1 worker.
You only have 1 worker. I got 2. So what I probably want to do is I want to probably place it here. Now you'll see this is a strawberry, so I will cover this with the yellow, which means I'll take one of my fruits and turn it into a strawberry, which means that now it is 1 times 0, basically,
right,
on this chart.
Which is no points.
No points, but it increases, obviously.
Something I'll mention at this point in the game, you'll notice some of the spots actually are crossed out that we're not allowed to use. That these boards have a slot in them that you slide different cards inside of there depending on player count. So what's nice about this is you're not placing tokens on there to block certain spaces out. The game automatically restricts the spaces available depending on player count by sliding those cards in. And this board completely comes apart. Mm-hmm. And there's 4 spaces. There's 4 pieces to it and then the centerpiece here. So just an interesting point to note.
I also do like that the cheeses as well. This game is very straightforward and kind of simple once you get the hang of how every region works. The cheeses, usually these kind of, most games tend to have, if there's a lot of these cards, they have bonus points, extra text, things like that make the game even more strategic. This game is already strategic, and they make it simpler though, because there is no extra bonuses for this. The only thing for completing this, though, is stacking up how many cheese cards you have at the end, amounting the points that you get at the end of the game. So I like that as well, that different cheeses, but it's still simple, but it still feels thematic.
Yeah, and it's real straightforward that way.
And that's it?
Ready to pivot.
Let's do it.
Let's pivot. All right. Okay, so now I'm getting 2 guys back.
I'm getting all 3 of my guys back. Oh,
which can be not necessarily the best because you can only use 2 at a time. Exactly. So kind of keeping 1 on the board is kind of nice.
Yep.
To do. So,
well, I think
I'm gonna go ahead and put him here. I'm gonna get 2 buildings, which is gonna give me, with my bonus, my workshop, it's actually gonna be 3 buildings.
I'm gonna place this guy here on the up blue, which is part of my cheese card thing. I'll place him there, which means this is now complete. Which means that at the end of the game, I'll have 2 completed cheeses. Those darn cows, I mean... I think...
The nice thing is you have the calf barn. If you actually build it, you get an extra cow every time you...
I'll go there for the cow. And I'll get this so that the next turn I get that worker back, immediately having 2 workers on my next turn. You kind of want to play it, if you can, that way to maximize on your turns. Let's continue.
Rotate around. All right, so I'm getting 2 workers back.
I'm getting 1 worker back, but now I have the 2. You have the 2. Now we're getting the max potential.
Yeah, and the strategic point I made problem with is the worker I decided to get this resource list, my blue worker, which my card requires a blue cheese. So unless I put a cow out there
Mhm.
and get that, I'm just kind of stuck. So
I love getting the fruit. I think for starters especially, I think it's a good idea to have fruit, depending, of course, what you want to do. But it's nutritious. So, I think I will... Well, let me see here, though. So as you can see here, right now I have a group of 2. So what I will probably try to do is age this thing. Actually, you know what?
Sorry,
I'll go
I
here.
meant him to go there. Sorry.
I'll go here, and this is a space that has a strawberry. So I'll change that to a strawberry here. Place this guy here. Won't get him back for 3 turns. That is okay. I will also be placing him here, getting 1 strawberry as well.
So I ran my turn in a way that, and this is one of our first times playing through. I placed the card there. Gets me the resource immediately, which puts it here, and then I built that cheese instantly. So I was able to kind of complete that little mini combo moving forward.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Rotate.
It's also kind of interesting because you feel like, well, I have a lot of strawberries, but you don't have enough of the jam. Or you have a lot of jam, you don't have enough strawberries. You gotta balance that, or you won't get anything at the end of the game.
Correct.
So you kind of have to, because it's tempting.
It is.
It is tempting,
It is
and
tempting.
You feel really good. Most games, you're like, if you stack up on one resource, that's great. On this game, you do.
You want to be careful.
It is crucial. It is crucial that you got to have that balance. So I have this guy returning back to me. I have this guy as well returning back to me. We're back here. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I think I'm going to do that, though, for now.
I think what I'm going to do...
I'm just going to move that here.
So
and
that,
I definitely...
I'm going to place this up one here, which turns one of these into jam. Turns that to jam. And I think this... Oh, yeah. Interesting. And we'll do that there. There we go. You good?
I am good.
All right.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Pivot. Pivot. Pulling my 2 Barkers back. I do
My
need
one guy.
some fruit pretty
But as you
badly.
can see, next turn, at least for me, I will be returning them too. So I can age this guy and get something really juicy later on, which is something I think I will do. But again, you got to really notice the color of your worker and plan that out for the future as well. So this means that I get 2 of any resource, correct?
Correct.
So I will be doing that. Bam. And I automatically... Actually, I won't be doing that. I'm sorry. I will just be taking 3 cheese cards. By the way, one of my cheese cards here, I don't know if you all know this type of cheese or if you tasted it, but it has a caramel undertone.
Nice.
Distinct
This game
appearance.
makes me want to try to eat some fancy French cheeses that I probably won't like. But I feel like I should have a board here with a little cheese, with some grapes,
Absolutely.
maybe a little wine, a little bread.
That's what we need.
I feel like we should be having that.
We should be.
What's kind of nice is the game tries to really lean into that. Just as Ethan's doing his turn here, it does come with some of these nice, like a nice little folder. Explains a little bit some of the cheeses. The company that made the game, RAI, excuse me. Looks like they've got games like Fromage and Canvas, and they recommend certain cheeses to eat with as you play the game. Just a little tongue-in-cheek a little bit, but you see kind of get a little bit of explanation about some of the cheeses in the game. So I thought it was kind of neat, little thematic thing to add to the game.
I mean, doesn't this sound phenomenal? I mean, the buttery classic Swiss perfection.
It does sound pretty good.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds pretty good.
I won.
So I'm down to 7
Anyway.
cheeses. How many do you have?
I am down to 3, 6, 9. 9 cheeses.
9 cheeses. So I'm going to go ahead.
You're down to 6?
I am down to 6 cheeses
My
right now.
goodness.
So,
man.
yeah. So
Sorry,
I am deciding here what I want to do. I'm going to go and wait because I can buy this hard cheese. It's a 3-month, so it's one of those spinners. But I can wait. And then I can place that here on my next turn and get representation in 3 regions. So I think I'm going to hold off on using that. I'm going to rotate around. I'm only getting 1 worker back this time.
I get 2 back.
But I can spend these farm animals here and definitely get my cheese on.
You know, I actually will do the same. I will spend 2 here to get that.
I'm going to do this too.
And as you can see here, perfectly placed right there, which means I have ran out of fruit, but I have 3 strawberry, 1 jam, and I completed 1 table. That's huge. Now, I have to disrupt one of these, if possible. Don't know which one.
Which I did to you here. I disrupted your...
There you go.
So now you're only going to be able to get 2 out of that guy.
Yep.
Right now you got 3. So I did play a little... There's a little bit of player interaction trying to disrupt the other players. I also... again, every time I get a workshop or a building piece, I get an extra one. So I did complete the grooming house. So at the end of the game, for every dairy animal that I actually used, I'm going to get a bonus point for that.
Nice.
So I'm leaning into that.
That will not...
It also means I can pretty much play a one-turn worker here and get 2 pieces each time. So I'm trying to really lean into that. That's part of my asymmetric board that I have right here in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
that's
good. That's it.
All right.
Rotate.
Pivot. Getting both workers back this time.
I get both workers as well.
Excuse me, I'm trying to dry today.
Now that means that this will come back next time, so I can place one of them in a aged one if I want to.
Yeah, and to be clear, even though I have these workers, you're only allowed to use 1 worker in each spot each turn, and you can only do more cheeses if you have more space. So just
now
something to have.
You
in
did
mind.
block me here, but you did not block me here.
No, I didn't.
They're all adjacent.
Oh, yeah, good job. That's good.
And
That's
that
good.
extends all the way over here.
That is good. That's a good move.
That's
a
nice.
good move. That's nice.
That's nice. All right.
Good move. I'm going to go and do that since I get it back anyway.
I think I'm going to go here and get my 2 fruit because goodness gracious.
I'm going to be working with that cheese right there.
Oh, wait. Did I? I did not complete one of those.
I like this. Smooth, fresh, and a hint of vanilla. Cantel Genou.
Rustic, mushroomy, iconic softness.
That sounds like my body. Mushroomy and iconic softness.
You're the camera bit?
Yep, that's my new nickname.
Dang.
The Camera. Yep. All right, rotate.
They got the nice roundness of Pac-Man, so I guess that does make some sort of sense.
All right, that's just not right.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right.
Bonjour.
So you kind of messed me a little bit.
Did I?
But
right,
I still have a fruit. So I'm gonna do something here though. No, I'm not. Okay.
I'm gonna place this guy right smack dab in the middle, which means I completed this guy, which is now 3 cheeses. No one saw that, which is now 3 cheeses, which is there. That's perfect.
Let's do that. Get 2 cows.
And I must say, though, some games are just awesome. And there's other games that are awesome, but have that satisfactory, have that feel of you did something, and just seeing it all play out, like, you feel so good.
I'm supposed to get this guy back.
And I don't know about you, but playing this game, like, I feel that, When everything kind of turns well and it's planned out well, you feel that. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Absolutely.
Definitely feel it.
It is very fun, though. I will
very
say.
Nice.
I do. I mean, we'll do a full review and we'll play it a couple of more times because I feel like this game will not leave the table for a couple of days, I would say.
Just because it plays so quick. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean...
We're teaching it, slow playing it. We did a big explanation.
We did an explanation that only lasted, 8-9 minutes?
Yeah.
And, I mean...
So it's in already. So
It goes by pretty quickly. Especially for this kind of game, usually you feel that, it'll take longer, an hour or so, but it goes by really quickly. I do enjoy that. It's a new round. Look at me, talking, not playing. Get my guys back here. That's interesting over there, though.
Yeah, it
Over
is.
there, I don't like that. I really don't. What I'll do, as you can see here, I kind of messed myself up because
You can only do one. Each card can only be completed by one cheese. So even though he has the exact same 2-month, north pointing cheese,
it has to be a yellow.
It has to be a yellow, but you can't use the same yellow pointed cheese to complete both cards. It has to be separate pieces for each card.
Yep. Which stinks. Basically. So, ugh. You know what, though? You know what? I think I'm gonna go up here, get 2 points, and the strawberry as well. So that's 4 and 1, which is not much. I need more jam.
Yeah,
Dang it! I need more jam.
I'm gonna change my mind on that and get two
and
fruit going.
I think I'm gonna do this just so maybe I can get another card. Look at this. Percelli de Chevre. Look. I'm learning French. I don't know it 100%. I don't know any
That's another
of that.
card that sounds like me.
But fatty texture with a bright acidity. Acidity? Is that
acidity?
Acidity. Excuse me. Acidity.
Yeah. English is hard.
Fatty texture.
Have you
with a
completed
bright
your
acidity.
turn? Fatty texture.
Yes.
All right.
Me? Fatty texture. What?
What?
Huh?
Okay. All right.
We're playing Fromage. We're all fatty.
Fromage, not Fromagerie.
Holy
We're
cow.
playing Fromage.
That is
In case you think you're on the wrong videos, this is Fromage.
This is Fromage.
Not Flamme Rouge.
The board is
old,
here.
Early aughts movie that makes, no sense. All right.
I thought Flamouge was the bicycle board game.
Maybe.
Fromage. Wait, no.
Fromage.
What is the bicycle board game that... The cycling
that's
game?
Flamme Rouge.
That's Flamme Rouge.
That's true. Yeah,
That's Flamme Rouge.
I was thinking
that game does make more sense.
I was thinking of something else.
It's okay.
All right.
It's fine.
Do I have any workers?
Yes.
I got one.
There we go.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Absolutely. Well, it's time to get down to business.
Bitnith?
Business.
All right. That's good.
That's terrible.
That's good.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna do this, which gives me 3 cows. Or animals, really.
3
I got shot.
dairy animals. You get goat milk, you got your sheep milk, and you got your cow milk.
Look, out of these 3 options, who's taking the sheep milk? I mean,
Hey, you know what? If it makes good
Wait,
cheese...
before we continue, sorry, I am gonna play the... No, wait, hold up. Yeah, I know.
It's like a surprise.
Don't replay that. I'm gonna play all 5 of my cows. All 5 of my dairy animal.
Wow, put them on the dairy
Put them
guy.
on here. I've done that every single time I play it on the spot. I'm gonna do all 5 of them, which means
Any cheese you want on your spot. Any cheese.
Any cheese like that, though?
No, any cheese, any direction.
Any direction.
It's a wild. That's
Okay.
why it costs 5 animals.
Amazing.
It's a very powerful spot.
Amazing. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to obviously try to complete one of these if possible, which means bam. We're going to do that. And we'll complete the buttery classic Swiss perfection. That is 4 cheeses.
Nice.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Good.
It's pretty good.
We're good.
Oh, wait. Sorry. One more thing. I will be placing this, which completes a table.
There you go.
That's
so
pretty
now
good.
you're on the second. You've gone up now. Now each of those are going to be worth even more points.
Which
so
now
very
means
powerful.
in that lane, you count all of the plates. And they
Yeah,
correspond
whether
to
a
those
plate
points.
completes a table or not, that's what each plate is now worth.
Exactly.
Very good, very good. All right. Rotate. Pivot. Take your workers back. Hey, all your workers are looking at me. That can't be good.
Except for this guy.
for you.
Let's go.
All right.
This guy's a beast. He's just there chugging along.
He's just sitting there. He's just like, I'm milking these cows. I'm gonna get these
Oh, God.
cows.
Now, here's the big situation.
Sitch.
Do I... Because right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total.
6.
Now, I could extend that, or I could go for more fruit, and I do need more jam. The problem is how many more?
I have 2 cheese pieces left, and so, but you don't have to use them each turn. You can decide not to make cheese.
I get that.
You just gotta wonder what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. Ugh, that stinks. Okay, I'm gonna go for all 3 cheeses. I'm risking it here.
All 3 fruits.
Excuse me. You know, you just they kind of throw that curveball at you. You know, it's a cheese game.
Oh,
it's a cheese game.
Yeah.
And then they throw fruit.
Totally ruined my.
Everybody say it with me, folks. Say it with me. I'm
I
trying to think.
totally needed 3 cows, and you stole my cows. Man, that stinks. Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get 2 cows. And that's it for my turn. You don't have anything at all.
Let's continue.
Oh.
I was thinking of a dairy cheese joke after I did that.
Was it too cheesy? But
let's continue here with the game.
I got some good news. We didn't kill a cow. All right.
Okay.
Expired.
Okay.
All right.
I've
only got 1 cheese piece left.
Oh, we have to go
risk
here.
it trying to wait.
We have to go here to move one of these to the jam to get that up higher, and I can get any one of these. And
is that your jam now?
Huh? I'm jamming.
You get a resource.
I get a resource, which is not that helpful.
Oh.
At the moment.
Oh.
I don't. Well, I can try to go for another one of these.
Oh. But you have to, you've already placed it. You don't get to count it. So if you place it now, you will.
What do you mean? Now?
Yep.
I can.
Okay.
Yep.
Rotate.
Yep.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Okay. Put that guy back. Ooh, get 2 guys back.
I have 2 guys. Okay.
I only have 1 piece of cheese, though.
Nice. Oh, that sucks. All right, here's what we'll do for our last cheese piece.
Oh, you're going to use your last piece? Why don't you wait?
Go here.
Why don't you wait?
It's to go here.
Why don't you wait?
Do this to the jam.
Did you hear me? I said, why don't you wait?
4 times 3 at the end of the game. And since resources, for every 2 resources a point, we're going to use our final guy.
Do you not understand the part where I told you to wait?
It's a game.
All right, now here's a strategic piece. So since this is the last turn of the game,
Strategery.
Even though this would take me 3 turns to get this cheese, since this is the last turn of the game, actually I will get it counted as a fully blown cheese. So
dang.
Since we both actually placed our final cheese piece, we're going to go into final scoring. So first thing we're going to do is clear all the workers off the board, because any cheese that's played counts and is good to go.
I'm not feeling so confident.
And actually, before I did that, I would have placed this here, to get more building spots. And that's going to be important because every unused resource, for every 2 unused resources, you get a point. Yep. So I'm going to pull him back off. All right, we're going to go ahead and go score each of these sections now. The first section we're going to score is the Bistro. So you have 2 completed tables, which you blocked one of mine, which was good. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to count. So you got 1. Oh, wait, this is worth 3 now. 3.
Why 3?
Because, 2.
Only 2. Yeah, 2 for each.
2.
For
well,
each
let's just do it. Let's just count. So 2, 6, 8. Yeah, 2, 6, 8.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because this is 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is 4, which is 6.
Yep.
This is 2 more, 8.
Yep, 8.
This is 6 now.
That's right.
14.
That's right.
Plus 6,
uh-huh,
which is 22.
Yes.
No, 20. 20. Wait, 14, 6, 20. Plus
20.
4, 24.
24.
Man,
Yeah.
you blew that up this time.
Which is funny because the last game we played, I did not even focus that much on this.
Yeah, but this time it worked
What
out.
about
Well, you got to play what you got. So I got to count mine. So I got 1 table. But that means I'm getting 1, 6, 7,
Uh-huh.
plus 3, 10 points. So you got a big lead on that one. All right, let's move on to the festival.
Okay.
So
just for our viewers.
Yeah, for our
That's
viewers'
all
sake. So we're gonna score the festival here. So you outsmarted me again. So you, oh my.
So here
God,
I got
sucked at this
1, 2, 3. He thought he got me here. 4.
I did. I didn't finish it. 5, 6.
6.
So that's 12.
12
I'm gonna
points.
get demolished.
Show me the money.
And I got nothing.
You got 1.
No.
Oh, God,
None of
no,
mine
you didn't even
connected.
get that.
I needed to
Yeah,
connect here, and it would have been
that's
a 4. I got 0 points.
Ouch.
Wow. All right, we're going to the Fromagerie now,
The
which is this one.
Fromagerie.
And I'm just going down the order of the scoring sheet. All right, this one I did a little bit better. All right, so you've got 3 different counters.
Yes.
Right, which is 5 points plus 2, 7, 8 points.
There you go.
Right, and I got 4 different counters, which is 9 points plus 3 more, which is 12. And you got, how much did we say?
I believe it was 8.
5, 8. Yep. All right. Not enough to really do much. And then we're at this is where I think I got you a little bit more. So we're going to go section by section. So I won this section.
Yes.
Right? So I get 3 points there.
Here you got me too. Yeah.
And then we're going to go to this section. I got you here.
You got me.
So that's worth 4 points.
Dang it.
And then we're going to go up. We're just going to go up here, and we tied. So that's an equal. We're going to go into blue. I won blue.
Yes.
So I got another 5 there. Then we're going to go to purple, which I got, which is 3 points. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go into green, which I got, which is 4 points. So I completely dominated you there, but I needed it. So that ended up being 7, 4, 19 points.
Okay.
To 0. So that was important. All right, now we're going to get any points off of structures. You've got 0. I've got, let's see. These are, how many count? 3 plus 4. I got 7 points there. Then we're going to go to fruit. So what do you got for fruit? 4 times 3?
4 times 3.
7. So he's got 4.
No, 4 times 3.
Right. 12.
12, yeah.
So you got 4 fruit in the strawberry side and 3 in the jam side. So you multiply those for the points, and that's 12.
12 points.
And I got 3 and 3, which is 9 points.
Ah, this is tight.
Then we've got orders, which you did better than me in.
I got 4 completed cheeses, which is
5 points. Good job. And I got 2 cheeses, which is only 2 points. And then we got leftover resources, which I have 9, which is going to be just 4 points. And you have
2, and then
3 points still. I think you got me. All
All
right, so let's final scoring. We've got 20, 44, 54, 56. You have 64 points.
Wow.
Way better than the other game.
The first time, yeah.
And I've only got 31, 41, maybe 50.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I want to do this right. 19, 12 is 31, 41. That's 50, 59. I had 63 points. You beat me by 1 point. If I'd have got 1 extra resource.
Well, what's funny is that the last game,
it was 2 point difference.
it was 2 point difference.
So
we both got better.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So we'll do a full review of this on the channel. This is Fromage. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed these types of videos. We do have subscribe to our channel here, Roster United. Subscribing really helps us out a lot. We also are on Blue Sky and Roster United at Blue Sky. And also we have a podcast channel if you like to listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you enjoy your podcast, you can find our episodes there. We hope you enjoyed this playthrough, and we'll see you on the next time.
It was awesome. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Ethan.
And I'm Rick.
And we'll see you all on the next one.
Adios.